Mr. Zhang Yunchao, ZTE. Mr. Zhang Yunchao is the marketing director of the ZTE, working in the communication industry for over 15 years. So, welcome.
Okay, thank you everyone. It's very interesting here because today I found I'm the only guy with this tiny things. So yeah, it bring me actually some extra effort here because this morning when I come out to the hospital, it's a little freezing this morning. Right. Actually, we also have some other tiny solution in ZT which will bring us some unexpected efforts. Today I will introduce one of them to all of you guys. How we unlocked the business potential in the Flash. Okay, so with discussion and fully understanding with our partners, so we found that for the enterprise network, they have some different or totally different requirements compared with the common consumer or for the macro side for the operators. First, for example, they would like to introduce kind of the servers with a faster deployment, not only for the physical level, but also for the service level. And the second, they hope to put everything with localized, not only for the servers, but also for the maintenance, and also including for the transmission, this kind of stuff. And the last part, they don't have a dedicated team or the staff for the operation or operating and the maintenance, so they hope the O&M system can be easily with maybe one button or several configuration can solve everything. So based on this basic aspect, we thought maybe a set level solution with traffic load functionality can be one of the options for the enterprise network during their digital transformation. So based on this perspective, we proposed our node engine board when we launched our enterprise network. This is the first industry set level of the hardware for the enterprise network engines. Here we can see we have following characteristic for these solutions. First is easy to use plug and play. You can, with the commissioning with 1 hour, that means after your lunch, you can upgrade the existing RAN network to the dedicated enterprise networks. And second, this tiny part is not only have the upgrade for the legacy Node B, but also it can support the whole networks. It can share by the whole networks with their capabilities, for example, for the traffic offloading. And second, we have different level of the solution to guarantee the security of the networks. This is one of the, I would say, the key requirements for the industry enterprises. And also support the high reliabilities simultaneously for the low latency system, just some general requirements for the enterprise. And also for the software level, we also support the end-to-end monitoring for the SLA, which can guarantee the target KPI or Qs will be reached. And for the maintenance part, as I mentioned that, they try to solve the problem very easily, so we propose our To Be Easy platform for our enterprise users. So we will have the following slides to illustrate these details. Here we can see some information for our node engine board. We have the 1U dimension, which can share the space and the infrastructure with the existing legacy baseband part. We can insert this part into the BBUs. It can support simultaneously not only for 5G network, but also for the 4Gs. Of course, we have a lot of the enterprise, they are not available for 5G right now, maybe some part. And also plug and play. And these tiny cards also can support as much as 10 gigabit per throughput, because a lot of the enterprise, they are very interested or widely used for the video surveillance system, for the monitors. And also it only takes 200 watts for the extra power consumption. So it will not take too much of your resource when you upgrade the existing networks to the dedicated enterprise networks. And we have some experimental or in the trials in the existing networks. All the procedure of the commitment can be finished within 1 hour. 15 minutes by the power on, even including the RAM product, and 5 minutes for the configuration for the transmission, 20 minutes for the service loading and another 20 minutes for the service configuration. So in ZT we call it 3-1 solution. That means one board, one transmission for fibers, and within 1 hour everything is done. After lunch you have a totally different dedicated enterprise networks. And as I mentioned that when you introduce a node engine board in your existing networks, it doesn't mean you only upgrade this individual site. All the capability of your node engine can be shared within the networks. For example, some other original networks who do not have the node engine board, they can transmit the common consumer information to the 5GC, I mean for the public networks. And also, if they have the resource or the data which need to interact with some local service, they can transmit to their anchor base station who already deployment with a node engine board. And this anchor base station will directly processing or guide the information to the local data center to process everything. And for the one of the most important parts, how to secure the security and support for the high reliabilities. First is some physical infrastructures. It's very easy to understand. Normally we will have a firewall between the base station and the local data centers. Because all the data can be isolated processing by the different IP address configurations, and also for the IP address within this local network also can be isolated with the public networks. So these 3 levels of the isolation with the support of the firewalls can fully or can guarantee the security for our local servers. And also, we know that recently some of you maybe read some news. There are some bankrupt of the national coverage of the common consumer networks due to the upgrade for some critical node elements, for examples. But for the enterprise net consumers, they do not any interruption during their procedure of their productions. So we have this autonomous operation even with the link broken, because all your data will be processed locally. No matter what happens outside your campus, you will have no effect with your local service. And second, it also supports the redundancy policies with several deployments of the node engine board. One can be configured as the active one, and the rest of them can be configured as the standby node. They will synchronize with periodically. So if one of them has something wrong, so the rest of them will be immediately to check off everything, including the servers or whatever. And the third part, because we are facing the enterprise servers will be huge. I would say the massive dump of the servers, as Mr. Ma just mentioned this morning. So we will have the HQ's functionality within our node engine platforms. These HQs will identify the different kind of servers, what kind of the KPI you are referring. Of course, we not only have the servers like machine vision, we have the video camera, we have for example, the AGV, something like that. And after the identification, we can have the different level of the implementation for the schedulings. For example, what kind of the frame structure for your wireless conditions, what kind of the KPI you should have used. And after the implementation, we will have the end-to-end SLA monitoring to see whether the queue has already get our target. If they're not, it will be rolled back to some modified for the schedulers. And this is for the operation and maintenance part. As I mentioned that for the because in lots of the enterprise networks, the infrastructure, the basic infrastructure will be finished by the operators. So for the operator perspective, this to be easy platform can have the following functionalities, such like the 5-in-1 with the one-click installation and commissioning, including from the RAM part to the transmission, including the core part, and the end-to-end management for the network equipment. For example, the core networks, wireless, including the fault troubleshooting, the locating the fault, and the end-to-end slicing management. And for the enterprise users, we will have some service-oriented solutions. this easy configuration can satisfy their requirement according to what kind of service they want. The robots, the control of the AGV, or just a very simple video camera surveillance system. And for the last part, not only have this basic node engine part, but we found the implementation scenario in the vertical industry for the enterprises also have a diversified requirement. So we are not facing the common consumer with the terminals or for the CPEs. We are facing tons of thousands of the sensors or whatever in the industrial networks. So we will launch our gateways to have a link with the existing sensors with a lot of interface. And after the network will be establishment, we have our internal emulator to verify the end-to-end SLA whether it's rich or not. And with the basic infrastructure of the BBU level, we also have the campsite, which can be removable to wherever you like with the every network element inside it, from the core part to the edge computing part. And also we launched our unit engine all-in-one 5G box with each of the network elements according to your network capability requirement. I think we have a hardware display outside during the coffee break or the lunch. If you are interested, we can have more discussion on that. And here we can see that the reason why we launched our Smart Edge as a gateway, because normally we will have the TSN or the high reliability for the vertical industries, but the sensors and the terminals, they didn't know how to achieve this target. So with the link with our Smart Edge gateways, we can support the ultra low jitters. We can support the ultra low latencies with some traditional 3GPP technologies. And also with the FRER, the frame replication and elimination of the receptions to support the high reliability with 7 multi-24. And of course, we have some make more efforts on the implementation of the project. Before the project of the launching, we have the one-stop planning solutions with some different timing of smart tools or the solutions which will make the operator to establish the network more easier. For example, we can have the viewed survey with a laser scanner, and after scan everything, we will have the scenario modeling with a 3D model pictures. And we have a digital twin platform for the simulation to see whether this planning is satisfying everything. And for the integration, I've already mentioned that before the shipping of the hardware, we can have some pre-installation of the software, because the Node Engine also support the third party of the applications which can be fully integrated in our existing hardwares. And the plug and play, easy for the commissioning. After that, we have the IDOS to be easy, which can guarantee the end-to-end SLA. Okay, here I'd like to share some of our experience when we launched the Node Engine in our global market. First, we launched this in the intelligence production factories in hotel star corrugated boxes in Zhejiang in China. It's very interesting because I have a cat in my room. So recently I found out everything related to the cat, we all use the recycling papers, including the box, their houses, their toys, whatever. So I would say the hotel star, they will face the same situation when they introduce their digital transformation production line in year 2020. Because after their introduction of their digital production line, they find out each time they try to shift or change the type of their product, they need to modify the different position of the production line or some other of the system elements. So they try to find out a way to connect all the information they want, to collect all the information they want. They try to use the 4G at the first time, but they find out the capability is not enough, not only for downlink but also for the uplink. They also try to use a cable, but it's not what they want. They're already in 22nd centuries, so forget about cables. So with the help of the local operators, the Zhejiang mobiles, we established the QCell first as a basic indoor coverage solutions. And after the basic indoor coverage solutions, we insert our Node Engine solution within that. So after the establishments, they can have the AGV for the autonomous logistics, which have the accuracy of the locating service. They can have the electronic fence via their high definition of the monitoring system. And also they have AI machine vision for the quality controls. So after the wholly upgrade of their system, their production efficiency has increased about 35%. And this project was nominated one of the global award last year in year 2023. And also we have the same story in Thailand with AIS, because you know Thailand is it's very typical South Asia market, very hot in summer. So for the warehouse, they use some traditional way for the logistics, but they find it cannot increase their efficiency, especially there are some big events. So they introduced the AGV in their warehouse. But the introduction of the AGV also find this kind of information. For example, at the night, they cannot identify the position of the AGV, otherwise you have to light every square corner of the warehouse with a very strong light. They try to save the power fees. So with the introduction of our node engine board in the AIS project, we achieved the average ping latency with less than 10 milliseconds. And then average downlink throughput will up to 900 megabits. So it will benefit AIS a lot in their Yawata electro corporations. And also we have the Orange Span here locally. We have the cooperation with Orange Span and including SQL, Basque University. We have also the indoor coverage with our QSL solutions. So with the introduction of the node engine, we can achieve our UTDOA for the indoor positioning service. They introduce the autonomous AGV for the logistic solutions in their warehouse, which cover over 20,000 square meters with a totally 14 QCL equipment. And the positioning accuracy will be around 1 to 3 meters due to the 80% coverage situations. Okay, so thank you very much. This is all I want to share with you guys. The first product level of the solution, which will benefit for the enterprise. Thank you.
Thank you, Yunchao.